Hey guys, welcome back to my rambles. It's Agent of Doubt, aka Harry Motherfucker, aka World's Worst SJW. And it looks like, as good as I want to make my videos from now on, I have fucked my channel. I'm not getting more than 100 views on the daily videos that I've been uploading, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get back to 100 views per video anytime soon. So I guess I just get to enjoy having a conversation with those of you who stuck around, the hardcore fans, I guess. Slurping my coffee for ASMR fans. So, a bit's been going on in my life. Had some job transition. Those of you who are hardcore fans, you're probably on my Facebook as friends and in my Discord and whatnot. Along with killing my channel, I killed my Patreon by not uploading videos pretty much for like 2 months. And people just fucking abandoned me. Because you can't take a break on YouTube. You are a slave to the constant content creation if you want to build your audience or get any money for what you're doing. Because if you take too long of a break, the algorithm will not recommend you to people. Basically, it's part of that. If you haven't been watched in the last 1,000 videos that a person has watched on YouTube, then you won't be recommended to them. And take a month or two off, and people actually watch that many videos. I don't know if any of you count how many videos you watch just in one day, but the people who watch YouTube primarily as their primary form of entertainment, they're watching videos after videos, and some of them are just 3 minutes long, and they count towards that 1,000 number. If you aren't in their last 1,000 viewed videos, even if they're subscribed to you, they're pretty much not going to get a recommendation from you again. So, good way to kill your channel is to take a healthy break from the internet. Take some self-care time and go take a vacation, and you're fucked. You're just fucked. And some creators have gotten past this threshold whereby they are too big to fail, and they will still make it into recommendations such that they will get their subscribers back if they take like a 2-week vacation maybe, but still they might film some things in the meantime to like just keep their channel alive and keep in someone's recommended, because the algorithm will fuck you if you take a break. You don't get paid a proper salary for being a YouTuber. It's all based on views, right? And then, if you dare take a little bit of time off, you get fucked for it. If you're not a daily uploader, you get fucked. So it's not something that I would recommend anyone apply themselves to as far as a career option. Self-care is very important. It's not just a river in Egypt. That being said, there's a big, possibility of war with Iran that happened this week, and I'm completely out of the loop on it. I hate seeing Trump's face at this point. And it reminded me that I did want to make a video while I was on my little break about the impeachment vote, and that one vote that stood out to me, which was Tulsi Gabbard voted present rather than voting to impeach President Donald Trump. She didn't vote for or against it. on both counts that were put forth. And the reason that she gave, a lot of people didn't agree with it. You know, they thought it was just hokey, or that she was just using the vote as a means of getting more media attention for her campaign, which is in a particular spot. She's running for president, but she's not even in like the top 5 as far as percentage wise, how much support she has. So given that she has had so many hurdles thrown her way, like Google pulling her ad campaign right after her best debate performance for very flimsy reasons and whatnot, people figure maybe she's taken to, really doing things just to get more media attention, However, even if that's the case, she does have the political record that would make her vote on this understandable, right? And so the things that she said about why she voted present rather than voting to impeach Donald Trump or not impeach him, she said that she believed that he was guilty of things, but she also believed that it was a very partisan process that happened in the impeachment trial in the House of Representatives. So that's why she couldn't, in good conscience, go along with it, because from the get-go she was wanting it to be a nonpartisan process, but it turned into a very partisan thing. And I agree. Okay? And there's a lot of problems that I have with the impeachment as it happened. The first of which is there were at least 10 other things that happened before this that were impeachable that the president was not impeached on. We'll just say that the Mueller report is a very big one, right? And it became a giant nothing burger, but there were impeachable things that were in the Mueller report, okay? And that wasn't even gone over in this impeachment process. I'd say a better thing that you could impeach Donald Trump for would be the emoluments clause, because he owns hotels in different countries that are getting patronized at very high rates by people who are basically buying his favor. Also, just the ones in the U.S. are being patronized, especially by Saudi Arabia, who then we have like an arms deal with. That shit should not be happening. You guys know that President Carter had a peanut farm that he divested from because he was afraid of just this type of shit, and Donald Trump likes to fucking license his name on all sorts of shit. He's like the exact opposite of Jimmy Carter, who was being, highly cautious when he thought, oh no, some foreign country might try to buy my peanuts in order to sway my favor, and I don't want to look improper, so I'm going to sell my fucking peanut farm. I'm not joking, by the way. It was a peanut farm. Anyways, there were so many other things that Trump could have been impeached for, and I was cheering for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on her Twitter when she was basically Twitter screaming at Nancy Pelosi, hey bitch, do something, right? And every time something came up, AOC was vicious, going at Nancy Pelosi like, why the fuck are we not calling an impeachment process, right? Finally, after all of these things that Trump could have been impeached for, this Ukraine thing happens, right? And AOC and others like her, but I'm chiefly pointing the finger at AOC. She pressured Nancy Pelosi with all of these attacks, from within her own party, saying, you need to fucking do something. It is the proper thing to do to impeach him. It doesn't matter if it's going to maybe politically backfire. We need to do the right thing, whether or not it's politically advantageous to us, because the Senate might just automatically vote to acquit because they have the numbers and they're from the same political party. Don't worry about it. Let's just do the right fucking thing for once, right? So she'd been saying that on all of the other fucking things as they came up that Trump should have been impeached for. All of them, right? But without those things creating this storm of, hey, why aren't we doing anything about this? We couldn't have gotten to the point of Nancy Pelosi finally feeling the heat and deciding to look into things. But then, here's the thing. There were 2 articles of impeachment that were finally passed, right? And did they have anything to do with how Trump was affecting the nation or world politics? Not really. What they had to do was Trump attacked Congress. Chiefly, the two articles were he attacked the Democratic Party by attacking Joe Biden's son as far as some shady things that were going on by his son being on the board of a Ukrainian company and getting basically money for nothing because he wasn't worth that money. And it was a way for money to be pumped into the Biden family in order to buy favors for, who knows what, right? So there's that. And then there was, he obstructed Congress, right? Which is, at this point, because it was such a partisan thing, he was obstructing the Democrats in investigating him, right? So his 2 things that he gets impeached for are, basically the Democratic establishment is saying he attacked one of us and then he obstructed our investigation of attacking one of us. Fuck all the other things that he could have been impeached for that actually affected the American people. The 2 things he gets impeached for are the things that were directly involved with the Democratic Party. Right? Obstructing the Democratic Party's investigation of him and attacking, the ex-vice president of, the Democratic Party's last stint in power with Joe Biden being the vice president to Barack Obama. So, for me, I'm left feeling with, yes, this was so fucking partisan, and all of this other shit that he did that had more to do with the American people didn't mean anything to these Democrats as far as bringing them up in other articles of impeachment. Fuck, they could do it right now and just add a couple more charges and send them to the Senate as well. But they've decided, no, now that we've gotten the 2 things that have to do with the Democratic Party to send to them, we're done investigating. We're just going to send it to the Senate and see what they do. And that's why I understand how Tulsi Gabbard voted. She's bringing attention to the fact that this is bullshit. We should have had so many other things listed and so many other articles of impeachment sent to the Senate. But we didn't. All we had was the things that directly involved the Democratic Party. And Yeah, the vote went down party lines, and, what do you know? The Democrats were the only ones voting for impeachment because the things directly involved Democrats. So for me, this is just my way of saying I understand where Tulsi came from. When she voted the way she did, and I appreciate it for what it is, and I hope that she has a long political career. I don't think that she has a chance at becoming the next president, but I appreciate what she did, and I hope history remembers what she did in the future when she probably runs for president, the next 4 or 5 elections, barring her actually being elected president. I think she's going to run, and she'll have a good following, And I think a lot of these election cycles don't come down to as much who's best for us at the moment as it does, who's ran the most times and who has the most name recognition. Seriously, the only reason Joe Biden is in the race right now is name recognition from being the vice president to Barack Obama. And if you look at his political ads, he really is hammering it home. Hey, remember me and Barack Obama? So, yeah. That's my defense of Tulsi Gabbard in this one thing. And I hope to see more of her having similar stances on other things in the years to come, in whatever capacity she's serving in our government. I really appreciated that one.